Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of Let's Connect. My name is Lee Diener, and I'm the president of Leading Edge Training Solutions. Let's Connect is your guide to what's next in the virtual event technology world. We're going to talk about what the updates are that have happened over the past month, some of the new things that are coming around, and give you a few tips on how to make your virtual events even better in the future. So let's jump right in. Let's talk about the updates for Zoom over the last month. There's 2 of them that occurred that we really want to focus in on. The first one is for those of you who use breakout sessions. For the breakouts now, especially if you do multiple breakouts in a single event, you're going to have the ability to pre-configure your next round of breakouts, which is great if you're doing breakouts in rapid fire. And it's pretty simple. When the menu pops up, you'll see at the bottom of the breakout menu a Plan Next Session button that gives you the ability to click it and then lay out what your next breakout is. Let's talk about a quick example of where the pre-configured breakouts will fit in. You may have a workshop that's a sales-oriented workshop where you're talking about how you're going to position a product, something along those lines, where your entire district is together and having a discussion in the breakout rooms. But then you want to go from the workshop portion to a role play portion, which is now in pairs or triads. What's great now is during the workshop, while that's happening at the district level, now we can pre-configure, you can pre-configure those role play breakouts so that as soon as you end the workshop, you can then start your role play breakouts right after. Your participants can be there, they can be doing their role plays. And what's even better is you can now once again pre-configure the next round, which can take you back to that district level workshop where you can now debrief on the role plays and what worked and what didn't work. So this is really going to be a great capability, and it's going to help move these workshops along and these events along faster. The second Zoom update relates to webinars. You now have the ability to enable or disable an option for watching a live stream. At 80% of capacity, you're going to get a prompt, or you can set it to automatically default to enabling a live stream. This is great for those marketing webinars where you put them out there and your number of registrants came back and you're expecting that you're going to be right on, but all of a sudden it blows up and you're getting more people than you have the capacity for in the webinar. The one thing that I want to mention though is for those participants who do end up watching the live stream, they don't have the ability to do Q&A or anything along those lines. They can just watch the live stream. But that's a heck of a lot better than them getting kicked out and not able to watch it at all. Microsoft Teams and Webex didn't have any major updates that happened over the past month. Webex, there really isn't anything new to talk about. For Teams, there were 2 basic updates that came out. One is related to the gallery, and they've changed around some features in the way that you can see things in the gallery. So the camera gallery for those who have their cameras on, or the tiles for those who don't. And the second one is related to both webinars and town halls. They've improved the panel for the management of webinars and town halls. So those are really the only things that we have to talk about when it comes to Teams and Webex. But let us know if you've seen anything that has really improved on those 2 platforms in the comments below. Now let's talk about a platform that we used to use quite a bit prior to 2020, but we haven't been using nearly as much lately, and that's Adobe Connect. Last month, they had their 12.7 release. Now, within that release, most of what they did was oriented more towards aesthetics and not quite as much in the way of new capabilities. But the updates that they have made the in-room controls much more intuitive, renaming a lot of them, providing some icons with them, other things along those lines. On the back end, they've made the analytics of the event module much more robust. And then finally, they've given the ability for admins to provide custom virtual backgrounds that participants can use. Now, as a participant, you still don't have the ability to upload your own virtual background. You do have to use the ones that are either provided by Adobe or the custom ones that an admin has uploaded for you to use. Those are all of the major updates. We're going to keep an eye on Adobe Connect, and we'll let you know as any new capability updates come around as well. But let us know if you're still using Adobe Connect and how you're using it and what your thoughts are on these updates. Now let's talk about 3 quick tips for improving your virtual presence. The first tip is audio. We recommend having an external microphone that's within arm's length. You want to make sure that you turn off any notifications on your phone, both the audio notifications, so the dings and those types of things, as well as the vibration notifications, because your microphone can pick those up as well. And then finally, you want to make sure that you're in a nice, quiet place so that there isn't a lot of background noise that your microphone's picking up. Now, when we're traveling, that's a little bit more difficult to do. And so in that case, we recommend that you just mute and unmute your microphone when you're speaking so that people don't hear that background noise that may be in the airport, in the hotel, or wherever you're at. Next, let's talk a little bit about video. An external camera is great. If you don't have the ability to use one, though, there's a couple of key tips that you can remember as well. The first tip is make sure that you don't have bright light behind you. One of the examples of this is somebody sitting in front of a window where the sun's shining in. You want to make sure that that light is actually behind your camera, so it's in front of you and shining on you to provide the best light so people can see you the best. Along with that, you want to make sure that you keep your sight line within the camera. And so to that end, you may want to either stack up your computer so that your camera's a little higher and within that sight line, or you may need to bring it down. The key is that your participants don't see you either looking up the whole time or looking down the whole time. And then finally, engagement. And if you're presenting, engagement is key. We recommend that you engage your participants every 5 minutes. Those engagements can either be active engagements, so putting up a poll question, asking them to put something into chat, asking your participants to give you a thumbs up, or using emoticons in those ways to help pull through that engagement. And then there are passive engagement measures. And passive engagement measures are maybe pulling down the slide deck for a couple of minutes and just focus on you on camera or somebody else who's speaking, using a video in your presentation, using an audio clip in your presentation, things like that that help to redirect your participants' attention. Hopefully these will help you. If you have any questions or need more help on improving your virtual presence, please feel free to reach out to us. We have a number of different training sessions that we provide for our clients. That's a wrap on episode 3 of Let's Connect. We really appreciate you tuning in, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on these updates, tips, and tricks that we've talked about. Now, we know we're hitting the end of the year. The final quarter is coming, and with that comes your plan of action meetings, your launch meetings, and your national sales meetings, as well as town halls and everything else. If there's anything in the virtual or hybrid space that you need help on, please feel free to reach out. And at Leading Edge Training Solutions, we're looking forward to keeping you ahead of the curve moving forward. So watch for the next episode of Let's Connect next month, and hopefully we'll see you there.